So we've gathered you here today to talk about the Facebook event.
Yes, all about tables.
No, not this time. Although, our advice, switch to MySpace.
Alright, that's it for this episode of TEChBrits. We will see you guys later.
Oh, don't forget all of our contact details.
Of
That's all
course.
in the description. No. Okay, so they announced something called the Facebook search graph. So this builds upon their open graph, that all that information that they hold about you, that masses that you probably wouldn't be entirely comfortable with knowing what they hold about you.
Yep.
But they do anyway. I don't really know what's so different about this. This has been built into Facebook's backend for a long time. Like for advertisers, then you can select certain parameters. So you could select like males under 21 who like live in UK and like pizza or something like that, and then you can deliver targeted advertisements. That's why advertisers like using Facebook.
Exactly.
But of course they've just built this all into essentially a search engine. It's like a Facebook search engine for people.
Yeah. And while the concept, in my opinion, is actually quite nice, it is, show me my friends who like pizza, like you said, and then it will come up with a list of your friends who have said that they like pizza. Yeah. The problem is, if your friend hasn't said that they like pizza, that they won't show up. Like, that's not something... all the TV shows I like aren't on Facebook.
Yeah.
For example, I've really gotten into Sherlock recently, but I haven't liked it on Facebook. So if someone went ahead and searched friends who like Sherlock, I'm not going to come up. That's just an example. But the thing I think with the search is the fact that while it's a good concept, I don't think anyone's going to use it.
Not as such. I mean, the thing is, it can be used in a whole variety of different scenarios. Like, I don't think that they were showing off like sort of food places and restaurants and that stuff. I don't think that's necessarily a good way, because it'd be like friends who've been to restaurants in this area, whereas you probably wouldn't have the same kind of taste as them anyway.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, friends who like restaurants in this area, you can probably go, oh, I might go there with that friend to sort of say, he's like, oh, do you want to go to, Pablo's Italian pizza? I don't know why we keep talking about pizza today. Like Pablo's Italian, and sort of see. I don't know why you would really need this.
No, it seems a crazy concept, but of course the power of it is that you can ask it for pretty much anything, and I think that where this would be good would be built into other things, because this is almost like Siri, but of course using all the information that Facebook holds about you. Yeah. So they can offer a much more personalized kind of search.
Yeah.
So now I have a little theory here that they could be working with Microsoft on this.
They are.
Well, they're working with them for Bing. So if Facebook can't find the search results, then they offer you Bing results.
Yeah. So it's like, what's the weather in Bristol, UK? And then it'll come up with the weather in Bristol, UK, because obviously Facebook don't hold that information because it's not something your friends are going to be saying, but Bing does, so Bing will be displayed on your Facebook page.
Yeah. Now, of course, Windows Phone famously doesn't have a proper voice assistant. Of course, Android does. Of course, iOS does. Microsoft and Facebook have quite a close relationship lately. What if, because this would be perfect to build into a voice assistant, to be able to actually vocally ask for these things and pull that information off of Facebook's Open Graph, that would be like both a Google and a Siri killer.
Yeah, I suppose, I mean, when you look at it that way, it's friends who are in, my school, and then it will come up with the list and you can call whoever. What I find odd about that is I don't think that if the rumor of Facebook doing a Facebook phone rings true, that they would necessarily go with Microsoft. If anyone, I think they'd go with Android.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they'll build a phone with... I just want to make that clear. I don't think they'll be building a phone. Almost full stop, to be honest. I think it's...
I think it's a really bad idea.
I mean, it would be with Android if they do, but I'm just talking about more their integration, just like as a voice assistant.
Right.
Like, even if Microsoft build the voice assistant themselves into Windows Phone, but then just use Facebook's search graph to provide the results, much like it's working the other way around, where Bing will provide results to Facebook.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's no API. They've said there's no API yet. That's going to be years and years. Apparently, years and years in development. So that's exactly the quote from Zuck himself. Me and Zuck are on nickname terms. No, but the exact quote was, no, we would love to do it with Beta 1, but it is years and years in development. I just think Facebook are trying to go somewhere that they don't need to be, kind of thing. I mean, this might be the reason they... Was it them or Twitter who pulled out of Google? One of them pulled out of Google in terms of search results, where you could search for a friend and it would be like the top result.
Yeah.
Would be that friend. So if I search for Ryan Dawes and I was logged into Facebook, Google would go, "Ooh, you're friends with Ryan Dawes." Facebook.com / Ryan Dawes.
That would make sense. I mean, they are almost directly going after Google in this.
They are, and I don't think they need to. Like, Google is the king of search. Google has always been... I think it's more of a retaliation to Google Plus and how much Google are trying to push that. But I think we've all agreed Google Plus is, unless they have a massive sort of change around in terms of what they do, Facebook is very much where people go for social. I mean, we've discussed this before. Facebook is for social, Google's for search, YouTube's for video. They all have their parts of the web, and they keep trying to overlap onto other people, and I don't think that websites really need to.
Well, the thing is, I think that is a natural evolution, a natural way to go for Facebook to obviously harness all this information. But at the same time, Facebook's dated. Like, the best thing that they could have announced is basically they're scrapping the website and starting anew with something brand new design, because it's very old. When you compare it to the new MySpace, which came out of... Well, it's still in beta, but it went out to the public today.
Yes, that was very good timing.
Yes, convenient, very convenient. And, of course, Google Plus as well. Like, still a very clean, very slick design. Like, Facebook, up to that, it's just grid-like, it's just blocky, it's just...
The problem is, because Facebook has everything that you've got, that you've put on there, people don't want to go away because they'll have to start again.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I still torture myself with it every day. I mean, I don't even really know why I do it.
I do it because, annoyingly enough, that's where my friends are. Like, that's where Facebook has you. The fact that if your friends are there and they're nowhere else, you're going to go to where your friends are. That's why I don't use a lot of sort of apps that... I suppose. Like, apps come out, they're beautiful apps. They're, they're the best apps. I think they're amazing. I really want to use them. But they require that, your friends to be there, or they require a... what's the word I'm looking for? They require an audience, like user base. That's the one. They require a user base to be useful, and unfortunately, a lot of apps don't have that. And when you try and push that to sort of your friends can go, "Hey, listen, there's this alternative to what we've got here." Unless their friends move, it's really difficult to move billions and billions of people to a different site.
I mean, that is the problem. Is if your friends are stuck on that and that you really care about sort of all the stuff that they're posting, then that's all right. I mean, most of my friends are on Twitter now, so I prefer there. But then Twitter, even itself, is going in weird directions lately.
Twitter is going a bit odd. I mean, app.net is actually getting a lot more popular than I thought it was going to be.
It is. Well, I mean, I've been trying to start using this free alternative, because obviously app.net's a pay-for one, called Heello.
You got an invite to Heello?
Yeah, so I've actually had it for a long time. I've not actually really had any...
Because I signed up for the invite part of Heello, but they didn't give me an invite, and then I kind of forgot about it and just kept using Twitter because that's where all my friends are. But if it's open and kind of you can sign up now, then
as far as I'm aware, it's actually fully open.
It's actually, I think it was made by one of the creators of Twitter, who was annoyed at the direction Twitter was going in, and kind of after he left Twitter, he started this other site. It was either he made Twitter or made another social site. He did make a social site, and that's where he got come from. So yeah, check out all these. Really cool. I think there's a lot of things we can take from this. One, Facebook is not the place to be in 2013. Please come away with us, and we'll have a lovely, tech and non-tech audience. Sort of fun in MySpace and Heello and Twitter.
Google Plus, if you want to move over there. To be honest, anywhere but Facebook.
Yeah, I can't stress this enough. Facebook, for us, and I think for quite a lot of the tech community, Facebook has been going in such an odd direction that people have been going, we're stuck on it because that's where our non-tech friends are.
To be honest, they actually almost need to be doing more of advertisements as well, because of course Facebook runs on advertisements. Of course, it's great for businesses to target ads.
Yeah.
But it's so fugly. It's so damn just ugh. Like, especially on the mobile apps, you log in and they're just like massive grid boxes now, aren't they? That just say check out this app and stuff like that, and it's like.
I mean, I like the subtle ones on the right hand side of the website. I don't mind those as much because they are kind of just there, and I kind of just ignore them.
I was going to say, the thing is,
it's the ones that intrude your timeline that annoys me.
Yeah, I mean, more and more people are obviously switching to mobile now. I mean, for the majority of my tasks, I mean, of course, I stick on my iPad or my Nexus, so I never really even see the website. So I dare say that mobile usage is probably vast on the rise, and they need to do something about that.
I mean, what do you think of Facebook's direction? We think it's odd. I mean, literally, they spent the whole keynote demoing the new search box, which has now replaced the top bar. If you look at it, it's got Facebook, and then you've got notifications, messages, and then friend requests. Then you've got the search box, and then on the other side you've got your name and all your settings and that sort of thing. What they've done now is they've changed it to basically your name and all the settings and a search box. That's it. And you got the things on the other side. It's changed slightly, but it's an odd direction.
To be honest, I just completely shut down partway through this conversation. Like, I just find them such a frustrating, boring service, and it was just a boring keynote. I expected so much more, and it was a failure. Switch to MySpace, switch to Google+.
This sounds awfully familiar. Let's see.
Touche.
Anyway, I think we can end on that. I think it's a nice note to end on.
Yep. All our details are in the description box below.
Twitter, email, Blip.
Yes.
MySpace, Google+, Heello.
Are you adding actually all of these in?
I'll have to.
Okay.
And anything we've mentioned in the episode, so links to where you can sign up to MySpace, links to where you can sign up to Heello, that sort of thing.
Yeah. All thoughts, anything bad or good, stick in the comments box below. We'll try to reply to some of those. We'll feature them, and yeah,
we will see you next week for our first proper newsy episode of 2013, I think, because we've only had events so far.
Last week was
CES. There was an event.
Oh yeah. No, there was one before. I can remember one this year, wasn't there?
No, it has to be. Anyway, again, we will see you guys next week.
Ciao.
Ciao.